Yo everyone, what's going on? Curryway here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new Minecraft world record for fastest stronghold and fastest portal room, and what could have easily been a new world record by the speedrunner named Skycrabs. Go check out their Twitch, their YouTube, the run, all linked in the description down below. Unbelievable run. We're going to be doing an analysis of that today, so if you enjoy this type of stuff, definitely let me know with a like, and let's just get straight into it. So as normal, these runs start on the wall. That's not my mouse, that's his mouse. He's picking the seed and is going to find a buried treasure on this island. Now, something that's really interesting about the seed is that this buried treasure is quite far for what people really want out of RSG times at this point. You can see he has to re-pie right here, figures it out, does it 3 times, and then is able to very easily spot it. Good job, just awareness of where the spike is going to be, and then also noticing the stone in the bottom of the ocean here, because that gives away that it's a buried treasure. Gonna get a bunch of good stuff here. Mainly the 2 TNT is great, and obviously enough iron for a pickaxe and a bucket. But something notable here, this terrain again is really tough on this island. It's honestly kind of interesting to me because a lot of times you see these records like Xylonox's run really sticks out as just like really nice terrain, just kind of easy to deal with. This terrain, not at all. Like, easily loses 10 seconds to this terrain, but is still able to get a nice TNT off. It's going to be able to get a bunch of wood, a bunch of blocks, which is always great for a speedrun, and is also notably able to expose the stone here because he doesn't have enough iron or gold for an axe, so he's going to be able to make an easy stone axe here, much better than a wood one. Going to be able to use that for the rest of the run, not really worry about it, and is also going to grab just a little bit more wood because of how much wood that you normally need for this run for a 0 cycle or something like that. And the other crazy thing about this seed in this overworld, the terrain is really weird, but what makes up for it is this ravine right next to the island is unbelievable. It's going to do a very simple 2x1 portal. This is pretty much the standard for what people are doing now in RSG if it hasn't already been for like a year. Very clean portal, and it's going to be a blistering fast 125 enter. And as soon as we enter the nether here, going to pause, going to be looking for a spike up here for your E-ray. But before that, what I want to do is I want to take a second to pause, and you can see that right here, this is the fortress. So Skycrabs immediately sees the fortress while looking for the E-ray spike, which you just saw went to about 45 there. Knows it, 32. That's the spike. That's where we're going to be going for the bastion here. Going to turn our render back up. But this terrain is a little bit awkward. And something that I really liked about this run is the way that Skycrabs handles it. Doesn't try to go too fast. Does something very safe, but very consistent, and is still able to do it in a very timely manner. Now, I was able to see the bastion, sees the fortress again behind him, able to double check that. Nice little diagonal speed bridge. Pace like this for Skycrab is not uncommon at all. So probably not too many nerves at this point going through his mind, and is going to be able to see here, this is going to be a housing bastion. Now, something really interesting about this housing bastion is that we are going to be forcing the manhunt route, and I think this is the correct play for a couple reasons. One, you can see there's a chest right here that it looks like he's going towards, and 2, just digging or building all the way up to the top of the housing right there could be a bit of a time loss when you could just get a potential faster route, even with it being a little bit more scary with the lava at the bottom. Now notice he's going to be able to get 4 obsidian in this chest. That's great. Also going to get some armor, which makes this bottom part a lot less risky. Also has the gold shovel to potentially throw if things got really hairy. But it's going to just make some terrain for the piglins to get across. Place the lava bucket like that to make sure the piglins don't get caught out anywhere because it stops them from going a certain direction. And is going to notably not grab backup blocks on top, which has kind of become meta recently, mainly with how common it is to do that in MCSR ranked. But Skycrab's not going for that, specifically focusing on high roll plays, even though housing is still very consistent by just grabbing these gold blocks, especially for RSG standards, and is going to just be grabbing all of this here. Gets a good amount of piglins from the manhunt, is going to be able to grab all these gold blocks, and remember, it's always important if you're a speedrunner yourself or you're just picking up this stuff. Something that Skycrabs does is he's always trading. Waited to like not grab all the gold blocks at the same time because you want to mine a couple, then have them trade, mine more, keep them trading. Gonna gravel the piglins. That's gonna get them to all elevator the items up. And notice the obsidian count. We're already at 11 obsidian. We still have 9 gold that we can trade. We're splitting our pearls, and we're gonna check. We have 28 more gold for 16 obsidian. And the other thing that's really great about this bastion split is look at how organized Skycrab's inventory is. Just has everything that he needs. The only thing we're waiting on here is obsidian. Now, you could make an argument that you could potentially go up for obsidian trades, but if he just gets the trade, or for the obsidian in the top chest, but if he just gets obsidian like he does here, it's able to leave faster. So we're gonna grab everything. Very nice. 2 fire res, double checking every item. We have everything we could possibly need. We have a bunch of blocks. We have a bunch of uncrafted blocks. We have a very clean inventory, and we know where the fortress is. And knowing where the fortress is allows you to pearl a little bit more aggressively, allows you to play a little bit more knowledgeable about your situation, your surroundings, because you know where you're going, and is going to be able to get to this fortress below the 4-minute mark. Sub 4 fortress, enter, and look at these blazes. Oh my goodness, this is exactly what you want to see in your fortress if you are a top level RSG runner. immediately just, I believe, what are we, 2 for 2 right now? Gonna shoot off some wither skeletons. That's no big deal at all. This is like a very minimal amount of withers for what you're getting here. 2 for 3 so far. That's 3 for 4. 4 for 5. 5 for 6. And it's going to get this guy as well. Is this one going to drop 2? It is not. So we go 5 for 7. That's okay. 10 eyes is still a pretty solid amount, and we could potentially get more blazes on the way. But building the portal here is great, and we're doing something with the boat eye. What that does is it allows you to measure with the calculator. If you get in a boat, it allows you to position yourself more correctly, because when you get out of a boat, you're put in a standard position that Minecraft can recognize a lot easier for the calculator. And that's going to allow for this one eye measurement, as you can see in the bottom, to be 100% accurate, which is absolutely phenomenal. It is 1,500 blocks away, though, which is a little bit far, but it kind of makes sense because this is so close to where his home portal is. So, has a couple plays here. I don't know if you saw it. I'm going to back up just a little bit here. As we're going through the portal here, going to be going through, look to your right. Just as he loads in, look to the right. This right here, this is the blaze spawner. We could potentially be going for the blaze spawner here, but notably Skycrabs doesn't go for that because we can also see one blaze already here. So since this is the direction that he already has to go from his eyes, there's no reason to activate the blaze spawner. He's just going to try and high roll off of this one blaze here. But guess what? It's not one blaze. Look behind the lava. It's 3. So he needs 3 blazes here to get one more, because remember, he didn't even pick up his eye. So not only does he need a 3 eye potentially, but even if only 1 drops, he has to get a 1 eye, which is still much more likely. I believe it's about a 72% chance to get a 1 eye or better in a stronghold. So he has 3 blazes to try and get that. The first one does not drop. The second one does not drop. Does the third one drop? Yes. So all we need for this run is a 1 eye. Again, amazing pace, amazing terrain. Look at this pearl throw. Throws it a little bit low. You could notice if we rewind one more time, the first pearl throw here is great because you want to land yourself on some terrain to make sure that you can throw another pearl really well. And you'll notice, watch when he throws this pearl. Look at where he's aiming. He throws it a little bit before he jumps. Maybe that's nerves. I'm not sure. This is, I think, like the only misplay that I can think of in this run. And the pearl goes a little bit shorter than he would probably like. But his organizing his inventory, you can see he puts gravel somewhere. And he's going to throw one more pearl. And that's going to get exactly to the chords he needs to go, which is great. Now, you might be wondering what this gravel is used for. This gravel allows it so you can build an under lava portal a lot easier, because you don't have to put all the blocks on the other side, as the gravity blocks being gravel when you break the bottom one stops the lava from flowing in. And if you're fast enough, you can light the portal with that. We are in the stronghold. This is a new stronghold world record at 519, and we're looking for preemptive. We're looking for a big orange spike. You may have missed it because it was a little bit earlier. I don't exactly know Skycrab's numbers as well because it's dependent on your computer hardware, but we're looking for a specific spike. You saw that big orange spike there. You'll see another big orange spike there. That is usually the telltale sign of, hey, that is where the portal room is. So we're going, and boom, it is the portal room. And just like that, Skycrabs is going to be entering the portal room at 5 minutes and 30 seconds, and it is a 0 eye, which absolutely kills world record pace, which is just absolutely crushing. I messaged Skycrab about this, asking if he had any thoughts about the run, and he said that he really just felt robbed about this, and I don't blame him. Again, it's about a 72% chance for that to happen. But you know what I love about this run, and what I wanted to showcase about it, is that he goes back. He is back in the nether. He doesn't care, because how many times are you going to be able, as a top runner, to have world record pace nerves? Obviously, he's very nervous right now. Sure, it's not world record pace anymore, but those nerves just don't immediately go away when it's not world record anymore. He's still going to play a little bit shakier than he normally would, and being able to play through that practice and finish this run strong is unbelievable for your mental. And he doesn't even know what the end is yet. He doesn't know if it's 0 cyclable, anything like that. So he's going to hop back to the fortress. Something I haven't called out at all at this point is his absolutely phenomenal food management. And he's going to be throwing a pearl to pearl hang. Now you can see he looks backwards here. I believe what this is, I haven't talked to him about this, but I believe what this is he's just double checking if this pearl is exactly where he wants it to be. He wants it, again, to land somewhere before the lava, because you want to be able to throw another one. So I think he's double checking. It looked like it was going to go a little bit too far, and he's like, I can't really do anything about it anyway, so might as well just lower render, try and get some blazes. There's one here. If this drops, that would be great, but guess what? It doesn't. That would be too easy for Skycrab, and has to deal with a wither. And again, all of this with just food from a buried treasure. All this pearling, all this management, another blaze doesn't drop, get this wither out of my face, and then finally, this third blaze will drop the rod. And you can see this pearl was perfect. And one last thing in this nether split before we go back into the stronghold, I love this underground play. Now, he cannot anymore throw pearls. So this is a tech that you can do to move a little bit faster under lava. By placing lava buckets underneath you, you can see you get a little bit of a speed boost, but you can't do it on soul sand. So he's replacing the soul sand with actual blocks to get like milliseconds, ticks of time save. And that's just the mindset of being a top runner. Like, that is just so impressive to me. And now all we got to do, obviously we know where the portal room is. We got the eye. All we need to do is craft up our explosives. This is going to be a 6-bed zero cycle potentially, or a 6 explosive zero cycle, I should say. But of course we need a hunger reset first. This is the perfect spot to hunger reset. It's perfectly safe. Even though the lava looks scary, it's actually good because it stops the silverfish from hitting you. And then we can hop back in this portal, make our final rod, or make our final Eye of Ender. I was killing it until that point. Make our final Eye of Ender, enter the end, and it is unfortunately zeroable, which means there was no RNG involved. If Skycrab had this exact end fight and it was a 1-eye, this would have been a new world record by at least 30 seconds, potentially even more. I guess technically it could have been like 27, 28 seconds, but at least 20, 25 seconds minimum, most likely more than 30 seconds, because this zero cycle is beautifully played for this back small boy tower. First bed, really clean. Second bed, really good, just making sure you're keeping the dragon up. Gets glowstone in the inventory after the third bed. There's the fourth, one more bed. Not the greatest damage, but that's because the anchor's in the way, and that's good because the last anchor does huge damage and is able to do a very clean zero cycle to finish out this run. And of course, it is sad. He's gonna put a frown in the chat. I get it. I understand. I have had situations way back in the day where I could have had world record and did not. So I can't even imagine what that's like today, but it is not a good feeling. But what I really respect about this run, and what you should respect as well, is that Skycrabs did not just reset and say go next. Ended up finishing this run, and then also went live for another like 2 hours continuing to get world record. Definitely check him out. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, let me know. I think this is a really cool run to recap, and I think world record is right around the corner. Thank you for watching. Hope it gets broken soon, and I'll see you when it does.